Janice, thank you for meeting with me again today. So, last time I met with you, we did a few different assessments. I just wanted to meet with you today to go over these assessments with you and just kind of start planning out based on your long-term goal of wanting to overall lose a little bit of weight and better your overall health. Okay. So, based on the assessments we did last time, we took your BMI, which is your body mass index. So basically what that means, it's an indirect measure of your total body fatness. So taking that calculation, that number determined you to be overweight. And then in combination with that, we took your waist circumference. So waist circumference is really important in combination with your BMI because it gives us a better indication of it'll measure your visceral fat. So what that means is just the fat that sits around your abdomen. So the higher the level of visceral fat you have, the better indication it gives us that you might be at risk for high blood pressure and other types of metabolic diseases. So the lower that number, the better. So however, in combination with your BMI and waist circumference, it puts you in the very high risk category. But with the commitment that you've made in order to overall, lose a little bit of weight and improve your overall health, and then some tools I'm going to give you, there should be no problem in the two of us working together and helping you reach those goals, as well as putting you in a lower risk category, which will be really important. Does that sound good?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Good. So I really wanted to congratulate you too, just for you taking that first step to meet with me to better your health goals. That's definitely a hard part for a lot of people, is making that first initial step. You've successfully done that, which is great. So now where I'm going to come in, I'm going to help you make the next couple steps to help you reach that long-term goal. So what I have brought with me today, just a couple of different worksheets that are going to kind of get you started, and we're going to focus a little bit more on the short-term goals as opposed to the big long-term ones. So the first one I have, and I'm just going to grab a pen here. The first one I brought is called a goal-setting worksheet. So basically it says, complete the following exercise to make a formal record of your overall physical activity, goals, and obstacles. It's okay to dream a little and make these long-term goals something you'd like to achieve over a year or so. Just be sure to keep them realistic for you. Once you have completed part one, to breaking down the overall goals into a more specific set of short-term goals and actions for the next 1 to 4 weeks. So I'm going to walk you through the first little bit, and then you'll take the rest home and work on it yourself, and then we'll read it back over next time you meet with me. So let me give you that there. So the first question is, my long-term physical activity goal is. What would you say to that?
I think my long-term physical activity goal would be to lose probably about 10 pounds.
Okay, that's good. So we can put that in there.
10 pound.
That's good.
Weight loss?
Yeah, that's a good starting goal. So the next question is, to achieve this, I need to focus on what? So what has, I guess, prevented you in the past from meeting this goal? What do you think you really, really need to focus on in order to reach that goal?
Probably regular exercise.
Okay.
I tend to start and then stop.
Okay.
And probably my snacking after dinner. I eat well through the day, but I tend to snack after.
Okay. So we can put that in there for sure. So maybe focus on sticking to a longer term commitment, I guess, because you said you like to start and stop. So if that sounds good to you, we can put that there.
Longer term. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I'm willing to do the following to make it happen. So what are you willing, I guess, to change about your current lifestyle in order to make said goal possible?
Well, I think if I can commit myself to getting up in the morning and doing my exercise routine in the morning, I tend to be better at that time of the day. Then I can always find a reason to not go in the afternoon.
That sounds great. So let's put that down there.
So exercise in the morning.
Yep. Willing to wake up early, willing to make that change. That's good, because then you got the rest of your day to get everything else done. So it's great. Others will know about the change I am making when. So how might this, I guess, affect the people around you? How will they know that you've started implementing this change?
I think if some of my friends say, do you want to do this in the morning? I would say, no, I'm training and I've developed, or I need to be consistent in my exercise routine. I can go after, after such and such a time.
Perfect.
And they might say, oh, have you lost weight? That's what I'm hoping.
Okay. That sounds good. So we can put that in there. So when maybe your friends start to notice, or they know that you're sticking to a consistent routine. Okay, I might sabotage my plan by.
Oh, because in that other question, I would also decrease my snack intake in, after as I'm sitting down watching TV. So, sorry, what was the question again?
I might sabotage my plan
by going back to my old habits of saying if my friend phoned and said, can you go in the morning? And I said, well, I have to exercise, but you know what? No, I'll go. So by reverting back to that and probably continuing to snack to the degree that I do.
Okay. So just falling back into old patterns. Okay, and then I guess we'll fill that in quickly.
Okay,
so falling back into old patterns, but you know what you mean by that, so it's good. Yeah, because this is going to be for you to hang on to pretty much look back on as a reference in the future. So then, therefore, my promise to myself is, what is something that you can tell yourself when maybe you're falling back into these patterns, or to get you up and exercising in the morning? What's something you can tell yourself to remind you of this goal that you've set?
Probably could have this goal setting sheet handy.
Okay.
And it just the night before, thinking about what it is I'm going to do the next day, and just trying to follow through.
Okay, so if you had to make one overall kind of mantra, I guess we could call it, what would you think?
Around
or one kind of commitment I guess you can make to make sure you stick to this. Okay, so it could be something you're going to tell yourself, or
making my plan the night before, saying I am going to get up and I'm going to go to the gym in the morning, won't do anything else. So I think I can make that commitment. I'd like to have this goal sheet handy though. Okay,
so let's say read this over before you go to bed. Perfect. Okay, so now we have this all filled out. So what you're going to do, you're going to take the rest of this worksheet home with you. It's going to break down this long-term goal into 3 shorter-term goals that you would like to achieve over the next 1 to 4 weeks. So it's going to set 3 of those goals, and then there's going to be the actions that you're going to take in order to get there. And then we flip the page over, and this says success indicators, so it's how you know you are taking the steps to reach these goals.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Sound good?
Yep.
Okay, so that is the goal setting worksheet. The next one we have is inventory of lifestyle needs and physical activity preferences. So I'm just going to go over this one really quick with you. It's going to be an easy one to check off. Basically what this one is, it's considering lifestyle factors that are important to you. Yeah. So all you're going to do is you're going to just check off anything that you find relates to you. And then we'll flip the page over here, and you're going to narrow it down to the top 3 most important lifestyle factors. And then you're going to think of some different activities other than working in the gym that could help you satisfy these lifestyle needs. So pretty much the purpose of this worksheet is that a lot of people who set these goals for themselves, like as you have, sometimes they might get a little bit bored with a regular gym routine. Some people need to switch it up a little bit. So it's just giving you some more options, like different really, really good means of physical activity that you can just have as an alternative. Because I mean, not everybody wants to go to the gym every day. It's totally understandable. Even I don't like to do it time to time, and I try and find as many alternate ways as I can just to ensure I'm keeping that physical activity up. If that, that sounds good. Okay, so you'll take these ones home. We will bring that back next time we meet. So, quickly, one more thing we're gonna go over. So, in combination with exercise, like as you said, sometimes your snacking habits kind of fall off a little bit. I'm not sure if they're like the healthiest choices, if you consider them healthy, but diet and exercise are something that go hand in hand. So you can't really be successful in one without the other. So basically what we're trying to do, since your overall goal is to lose some weight, our goal with you is going to be sure that the calories you're taking in are less than the calories you're expending in a day. So, and that is essentially like how you lose weight overall. So again, I cannot emphasize enough like how crucial it is to have a proper diet regime, and not just short term. Like maybe if you don't think of it so much as a diet, it might not seem so strict. Just think of it as another lifestyle change that you're implementing that's only going to benefit your exercise.
So a new way of eating.
New way of eating, pretty much, yeah. So, I'm also going to emphasize that I am not a dietitian. I can't make you a diet plan or like a meal plan or anything like that, but I have done a little, I've been taught on Canada's Food Guide a little bit, just to kind of talk you through it. They provide a really good outline of approximately kind of how much you should be taking in a day, and they give you some really good healthy options as well. So I'm just going to walk you through the guide. I brought you a copy of it here. So basically, anything you take in is broken down into 2 different types of nutrients. There's macronutrients and micronutrients. So the macronutrients consist of carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, assuming you've probably heard of all 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so carbohydrates are basically what is going to provide your muscles with energy. Protein is going to help the cells in your body to repair and rebuild muscle. And then fats is what's going to help you absorb the nutrients. So don't let fat scare you. It's essential to have in your diet always. So, and then the micronutrients are basically vitamins and minerals. I'm sure you've heard like vitamin A, B, D, all those ones. And minerals are potassium, magnesium, and calcium. And all those are easily attainable through a proper diet. Some people tend to need to supplement with them if they're not getting enough, but that's something you would discuss further with a doctor if you weren't getting enough and you need to supplement. So that's basically how that's all broken down. Now, Canada's Food Guide is going to help you break that down a bit further into 4 different categories. So there's fruits and vegetables, grain products, milk and alternatives, and meat and alternatives. And they give you a guideline of how many servings of each you should have in a day. So your fruits and vegetables are going to be a really good source of carbs, and they're going to help you get those vitamins and minerals. Grain products are going to help you get in those carbs, and fiber is also very essential to have in your diet too. Milk and alternatives will give you a source of protein and fat, and meats and alternatives will give you a really good source of protein. Okay. So, and then I've written down also some examples of different types of foods you can eat to get all these in your diet. Then we flip the page over, and it continues to give you serving sizes according to what this is. So it says, like, for example, your fruits and vegetables, you should be getting 7 servings. And this says here what one of those 7 servings will be. And they also give you some like healthy alternatives. Like, for example, they recommend, say, fresh fruit as opposed to like fruit juices and things like that, because we want to minimize the amount of kind of processed sugars in foods that we can, right? And I know that happens a lot with the late night snacking. So it's going to help you just make some healthier choices. And then, again, they give you some good tips on how to make the healthier choice. So that might be good for you to refer to for sure. And they make this little note at the bottom that it's very, very important that you're drinking enough water. The more you exercise, the more obviously you're going to be sweating and releasing fluids. So it's just really important that you're getting those fluids back in. For adult women in your age group, they recommend just over 2 liters of water a day. And then we flip here, and they have just some advice for different age categories. And again, in counting the food servings, and just some more kind of helpful pointers on staying active and eating well. So it's a really good guide if you give that a good read over. Okay. And then again, come back next time with these filled out, and then we'll just kind of discuss your workout plan and your goals from there. Okay. Pretty much. So again, I really wanted to thank you for coming in and making this first step. I am very confident with your motivation and with my help that we'll be able to help you reach that goal.
Perfect. Sounds good.
Thank you.
Okay.